Hello guys, and welcome to Laurel's Designs YouTube channel, and welcome to my craft room. I'm Laurel. I'm the owner and designer of Laurel's Designs, and I'm here to teach you or to work with you on color theory. Color theory is going to be one of the videos that you're going to find in my Wreathing 101 playlist on my YouTube channel. And I'm just going to show you how to use one of the most important tools that I use on my craft room all the time. So for those of you who don't know, I am an interior designer by trade. That's what I studied and went to school for. And I decided to open my wreath business a long time ago to stay home with my kiddos. And since then, I have been using this wonderful, phenomenal tool on all of my designs. And it's something that I really wanted to make sure that you guys knew about it because it's a great tool to have. Okay, so let's start from the very beginning. I'm gonna be teaching you guys three of the most basic ways of using color theory. Okay, the first way is called complementary. The second is called triad, or triad in a triad method. And the third way is in a harmonious way, okay? Or harmony. I have a couple of effects that I'm gonna be using so I can show you how do they look like, okay? So bear with me while I pause the camera so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about and using pictures as representation, okay? So it's easier to visualize, okay? So let me pause it right here and let me find what am I talking about for the first method. Okay, guys, so let's start with the very first method, which is complementary, okay? So when we use our color wheel, you know, it's a circle full of colors, right? So when we talk about complementary, we're going to be talking about this, okay? So complementary is using your color wheel and tracing an imaginary line from one color all the way down to the color that is right in the opposite side of the color wheel. So you see that line in the center going all the way from yellow to purple, right? Or from purple to yellow, however you want to see it. That is a complementary method of using the color wheel. That means that those colors are complementary to each other. Let me use my color wheel so I can show you. Okay, so using my color wheel, we have a bunch of colors. So let's just pick a random one. Let's just go and use the blue. Okay, so we're going to use the blue right here. And this particular color wheel that I have, and I had for years, you can find on Amazon. If you type color wheel, I'm sure it will pop up. If it doesn't, leave me a message and then I will put a link to it so you guys can find it more easily. I love this one because if you see in the center, it has what it looks like an arrow, right? But it's actually triangles and lines, okay? And those are going to show you the complementary way, the triad way, and the harmonious way, okay? So let's talk about the complementary way first. So let's go to our color wheel and pick color blue. The color blue, if we trace a line right across from it, what we have is orange, which means that blue and orange complement each other beautifully, okay? Let me show you. Well, let me pick another color just randomly. Let's go. My favorite season is Christmas, so let's go to Christmas. So let's pick red. So when we go on our color wheel, red, it's right here. If we go right across from it, the complementary color is green. So it's not just because Christmas is red and green, it's because those colors complement each other beautifully, and that's why we use them for Christmas, okay? Red and green. See, they always work together. These are colors that you will not go wrong with, okay? Let me show you a design that I did using the complementary method. Okay, so this sign that I created, I use the complementary method and use blues and oranges. And look how absolutely gorgeous that looks together. I also threw in a little bit of neutrals, which is that cream and the burlap ribbon that I use also, which is a light khaki. Those are our neutrals. When we're talking about neutral colors, our whites, our blacks, our creams, our khakis, and sometimes our browns are neutral colors, and they can use strategically on our designs. Unless you're using a whole monochromatic neutral color scheme, I will not use a lot of blacks or whites or creams unless you're doing a whole monochromatic in neutral tones. Okay, I will use them, maybe, oops, sorry, like I use them here, that I added it in a touch on the ribbon. And if you see, some of the florals also have those colors. Okay, now let me show you the second way of using color theory. Okay guys, the second way of using color theory is the triad way. Triad is just a fancy term for three colors, okay? And the way that we use them is as we see on our chart. You see that triangle right in the center? That's exactly what we're using. We're gonna create in our minds, or if we have one like this, that's what we're gonna be using, a triangle right in the middle. The triangle needs to have all of its sides the same. So let's bring a little math. That will be an isosceles triangle, if I remember correctly from geometry. And that triangle is going to point each one of the points. It's going to show you the right color. Whoops. The right color to use together. I'm sorry for the shaking. I don't know what's wrong with this. But if you see right here on the picture, we have the yellow, the blue, and the red. As you can imagine, those are primary colors. That triangle can be moved in any direction. Okay? So as long as you have that triangle with the same sides, measurements, it will point you at the right shade. Okay? Now, let's go to our color wheel. Okay, on our color wheel, let's pick violet, which is a shade of purple, right? So if we look at the violet color on the top, it's a purple, right? And we create an imaginary triangle, right? We're going to have, or if we follow the triangle on mine, we're going to have violet or purple, green, right? Which is the end right here. And the other end, end or angle points to the oranges. So you have purple, green, and oranges as the perfect combination to use, okay? You can move this, as I told you, in any way that you want. Let's pick pink. Let's go with this pretty violet red. And if we end right here, we have like a turquoise color. It will go perfectly with the shades of mustards or yellows, okay? So pink, blue, yellows will look absolutely stunning together. Let me show you a design that I work with that using the method triad. Since we were talking about violets and greens and yellows, let me show you a design that I used using those specific colors. On this centerpiece right here, the green is represented on not only on the foliage, but also on the bunny rabbit. It's a very light shade of green. We have the tulips that are the violet. And if you look at it closely, I have yellows on the rest of the floral. I also added a touch of lighter shade of purple. But it all complements each other beautifully, and that is using the triad method, okay? Our last method is the harmonious way or the harmony way. And that means that you're going to utilize three colors that are right next to each other. Not across, not one on one side or in a triangle shape, right next to each other. Let's just pick 3 shades of orange or yellow. So you have, let me show you, that's how it looks like, okay? Just 3 colors. It doesn't have to be those. It can be any colors, okay? Let me show it to you in here. And that is, let's pick some blues now. I'm just going to move this so you have, the windows are bigger and you can see them. So let's talk about this. So if we go these blues, all of those shade of blues. So if you think about it, the monochromatic or the harmony, I mean, the harmony means monochromatic. So we're going to be utilizing the same tones, okay? Okay, guys, since we were talking about the harmonious way in a monochromatic way and we talk about blues, let me show you a design that I did, which is right behind me, using that method, okay? A harmony method, which means monochromatic tones, and I mix with neutrals. So that is one of my designs. I'm sorry for the shaking. I'm gonna try to keep my hands still. That is a grapevine wreath that I wrap on the side with some nautical rope, and that is in the shades of blues. There are different shades of blue in there. And I also, of course, added neutrals, which in this case are whites and the creams. And I use those very strategically, right? In the foliage and of course on the seashells. So those three examples and three different methods that I showed you are gonna help you in choosing ribbons, choosing mesh, and choosing florals. If you look at my designs, I combine all of those, including signs. Okay, so then thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye. Oh, bye.